I've been down since 1986, about 32 years. I think for most of my life, I ran away because I didn't like where I came from. I didn't like my situation. And I really didn't like me because I felt that where I came from, nobody respected it. They looked at me as nothing.
I just really had no sense of self-worth, self-esteem. I felt like a failure.
As I grew up, I got involved with gangs. And being involved with gangs, you don't have no choice but to fight when it was time to fight.
The punishment that I had starting at a very young age was like a corporal beating. And somewhere in that process, I just learned that it must be me because a parent wouldn't do that. They're there, they're right. I must be wrong.
It is just not like anything else to go in and sit across from people who have no idea how they got into the trouble that they're in the first place, but are starving to know why.
The things that get us into trouble are distortions of something good in us. When people are given even a little bit of opportunity to see that part of themselves, really amazing things can happen, and quicker than people might suspect.
You know, I think what lots of times in our culture we miss is that, you know, people want to be good. They want to be accepted in a positive way. But, you know, with gang cultures and, you know, with men being in foster care or growing up in the juvenile justice system, they haven't been shown those opportunities.
People that we have in prisons and jails are part of the fabric of our society, and they are marginalized. They are some of the most hurting people on the planet. So there's this massive hurting population that we've just shunted to the side and just said, you know what, they'll have to deal with their own stuff.
You cannot move forward as a person and thereby as part of a team or a community if you are detached and unaware of your thinking and your actions and your consequences.
Enneagram Prison Project is on a mission to help people to understand why we do what we do, using the Enneagram to inspire transformation through self-awareness, self-regulation, and self-compassion.
You know, we celebrate people finding their brilliance and seeing their beauty and knowing that they're more than bad things that they've done.
There's nothing like thinking I am the worst possible person on the planet, thinking I am reprehensible, and then realizing that's a lie.
It opened my heart. That's what it opened. It opened my heart up to life.
The truth opened up considerably, allowing me to really get down to the basic details of what it really is like to live in that shell of shame of what I've done to another person. And that opened up to me an individuality that I'd never felt before. I was able to communicate the truth as I saw it.
I was able to learn how to take the layers off and go back, way back into my childhood, and learn that the things that happened to me were not because of me. It was because of other broken people that I could forgive. And when that time came where I could start to forgive, it was like freeing myself.
Before I could be here physically, but I wasn't here mentally right. Most of the time now, I'm present. So being present helps.
A lot of the suffering in human beings gets perpetuated by ourselves. We continue to enact on ourselves the kind of abuse that we suffered as a way to sort of protect ourselves from it. When people have some relief from that kind of these patterns of self-abuse, when there's some of that mercy flowing, it births in them the possibility, the hope of being who they really are.
The Enneagram has been my focus for the last 3 years. And it was sort of that last piece I needed to know that I can trust people. I don't easily give away trusting other people.
The good news about human beings is that if they were hurt in relationship, they can also be healed in relationship. So what really makes a difference is actually the emotional context. So we talk about correctional institutions, and so often they don't correct anything. People that go into the prisons and volunteer, they're actually taking the word correction very seriously.
This is the only thing that's ever made sense to me. You feel it with this program. Everybody cares, everybody's so kind. You want to be like that. You want to be a better person like that. I don't know. I've been out of prison a few times. That's been my way of life for so long, so I didn't really know anything different. This time I had the support system from EPP, and this is where I feel I need to be, so helping others and helping myself.
People are not in prison because they're bad people. They are in prison because things have happened in their life that created an instant that ended up with them in prison, but they're not bad people. They're wonderful people.
There's healing going on, but it's going on everywhere. It's not just the inmate that's being healed. It's actually the teacher. It's the visitors that are coming in and witnessing. It's the ROs and the COs that are witnessing how that person is changing. It's the bureaucracy and organization that's in the jails and prisons that can see that something can happen, right? And all of this is just a spark. So they can go and say, okay, I can make this change too.